Hello and welcome back to Terra Invicta. In the last episode, this alien fleet just decided to start coming for us and we've hit total war. So things are not just heating up, they've heated up already and they're quite hot right now. This fleet looks a little bit undefeatable. It does look like, unfortunately, our little Earth adventure here will come to an end, but that's okay. We did a lot of good work with these ships. They've killed a large number of alien ships. They've distracted the aliens, kept them really busy. Remember, every alien ship we kill is less transport ships they're sending to Earth, less ships they can use to bombard my stations, which can generate me science, which can push us further and further into the late game. All about stalling. So even if we lose everything, it doesn't really matter. That was kind of the function of these ships. They were never really going to survive. I mean, I kind of had hoped they would. They might have done, but yeah, they weren't going to, and they didn't. And that's fine. So what are a few goals we can work towards right now? As we often do at the beginning of these episodes, think about some of our objectives. Now, one of the resources we are lacking up here, I've noticed, is water. So let's have a look and see if we can do something about water. Now, if we go prospecting, we can see all the bases on Earth. So if we go intel, prospecting, and we can sort by water. Now, as you can see, there's one body that appears to pop up a lot, and that is Ceres. Ceres, here's our Mars water base. There's also this alien base on 107 Camilla, which would be good, but we're not in any position to take on alien bases yet. However, human bases, all of a sudden we could. I mean, let's look at Ceres. There it is, Ceres. It has 3 servant bases on it and a Exodus. Now, I would rather not kill the Exodus base, but honestly, for this point, it's worth killing, I think. We could take all 4 points in Ceres and give us a really good kind of water stronghold to push on with for the rest of the campaign. That could be a good goal, a good kind of planetoid to try and take. There's no alien base on it, like there often is. So it shouldn't be too hard. So in order to take it, we have 2 options. One option is we try and shoot it out the sky. The issue is if they have any form of layered defense arrays on Ceres, they will shoot back at us and it will more than likely be a real mess. So let's look at the site. So we have... zoom in. Okay, Yelodi crater. Yeah, so even like one layered defense array, these large surface to orbit green arc laser cannons will cause us massive, massive problems. So how do we avoid those? Well, what we want are Marines, which are basically landing troops, which are stored in utility modules. So if we go to tech, and we can go by, it should be somewhere under military. This will be, here we go. Okay. The Marine Assault Unit. These are utility modules, 200 tons, and it will unlock the advanced one. So we should do it now so we can get the advanced ones. We don't bother with the basic one, which essentially launch assaults on HABs. And what we can do is have kind of little ships following our main fleet, basically just full of Marines, which can then be launched to take the HABs. Rather than bombarding, it's more like you land somewhere nearby and just attack the thing in a physical sense. That way also we don't have to rebuild it. We can just take it as is, which is a lot better for us because we don't have to waste resources rebuilding and stuff like that. Because if we wanted to rebuild, we'd probably need some outpost kits, which of course we don't really want to bother ourselves with either at this stage of the game. Although I will probably, if I'm going to be doing Marines, I'll also build a platform and outpost ship as well, just to follow us around. So we can, once we conquer Ceres with the Marines, we can then refuel at Ceres to leave. We should also definitely be doing this water purification techniques tech for 15% more water. So that will be our next thing. We'll start our goals on that once we do this tech and with exotic materials. We should research exotic materials first though. But yeah, that's definitely something to work towards. In addition to that is money. Now I did make a little mistake last episode. I just wasn't fully focused on keeping Singapore safe. It's something I do, and it's because of just my brain, but I get very distracted with other things and I forget, like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this with Singapore. Sometimes I think I should just write notes. Like if I remember, yes, I need to make sure I defend Singapore at some point once I have an agent free, I should like write it down, because I just get lost in the other things I'm doing, especially at this kind of stage of the game where it gets quite hectic. But that's fine. The servants will take one of the points, and then we'll take it back and then defend, and then hopefully someone will take the other so they can kind of undo my crackdowns by taking them off me. And then we'll try and do Saudi Arabia. And with Singapore plus Saudi Arabia as spoils countries, that should help the money situation quite a lot, at least stabilize us a little bit. And the other thing is Japan is very nearly able to be unified in, which will then free us up a lot of space. In addition, we just did the American one, so we can... America has so many allies, it's like impossible to see. There's Quebec. Yeah, we can form federation with Quebec. So we could try and take, after that, Mexico, add to America. We should try and go for South Korea, which I think is a good idea, because I think South Korea is a really good country. A lot of mission control. We could also do some of these, one like Vietnam is also in a really good spot right now. I mean, it's not great on unrest and stuff, but maxed out as mission control, stuff like that. Malaysia's in a good spot as well, so we could try and do Malaysia. But yeah, a lot of good options for countries to grab. So I mean, we kind of need to balance getting a few spoils countries to keep our money okay, and then trying to grab countries to annex into our big nations. And then maybe we could at some point try and think about maybe going for another mega nation. The options could be we could do a big African Union if we felt like it. With Ethiopia starts the African Union. And Ethiopia weirdly is in an okay spot, which as the capital of the African Union, that definitely helps a lot. Like it's sorted out its unrest, it's got high cohesion. For Ethiopia, this is a good situation. Europe is of course a really good one that in most games I would always do. I mean, look at its mission control, so high, and we do need mission control. So Europe would actually be a really great option, but for now we're going to try and focus on getting our mega nations sorted, focusing on uniting Mexico into America, because it is pain when you do this, but it's just so worth it. Population increase. Another thing is at this stage of the game with spare kind of control cap, I think that we should actually be starting to think about putting points into economy to reduce the mass drops that we're getting in per capita GDP. Usually I say it's not worth it because of the cap, but at some point playing a little bit tall, I'd argue putting in economy is like playing tall and then completely ignoring it is playing wide. Or going so wide that your countries kind of have no per capita GDP can be quite not very beneficial. I mean, you can just build China up to like 60k GDP with like, you know, GDP of like 100 billion, you know, and at that point it's like an insane country that's better than any, like, will probably be better than any kind of mega nation you could form at that point. So I love doing stuff like that. Obviously that's not really what we're going for because of our victory conditions. We kind of need to control the whole world, so I am trying to go quite wide. But the advantage of going tall is that it lets the AI factions be stronger. By focusing on a small number of countries, you can let countries like the Resistance or the Initiative actually build up their Earth infrastructure as well, so they can be more beneficial in space. So I think a little bit of economy would help at this stage of the game. And yeah, I'm going to imagine that we're going to need to really focus on welfare in China once we incorporate Japan, because we're going to have some serious issues once we do that in the next agent phase. But yeah, that's mostly all we need to worry about at the beginning of this episode. Let's try and focus on those things. Let's try and do the text for series. Let's try and incorporate our countries, and let's try and grab some spoils nations. So let's go. And let's try and see if the low Earth blockaders can survive, which I don't think they can. Okay, so let's do water purification techniques on the 1. for now, just to get it going, and then we'll probably move it over to free once we've finished exotics. Beniko is on solid ground. Alien administration wants to end its war. It means if we do that, they'll stop bombarding me. Let's not do it, because it's just nice to be at war with the alien administration. Okay, low Earth blockaders have repaired. I'm not going to bother resupplying. They're probably not going to survive. Okay, so this tycoon has purged us. So with the low Earth blockaders, let's return back to this fleet, Victor 511. Or do we want to do that? We would need to get more fuel, which I'd rather use water for future ships. This fleet seems to just be sat here. It might not be able to bombard anymore. I think for now I'm going to ignore it. These ships, yeah, they were doing surveillance. Slightly annoying. Maybe we could do exofighters to take out these surveillance ships. Just the exofighters have not been going so well for us, and with the laser cannons really just annihilate the exofighters. So with laser cannon, laser battery, they really might struggle. Alien agents are in such a bad spot right now that a little bit of surveillance at this stage won't really hurt us. Especially if we just keep finishing them off.
Standing by.
Let's just keep chasing the alien agents around, trying to get kills.
At your service. I'm here.
Where to?
Okay, so let's purge this servant point.
Terminating the opposition. Where to?
Yen, focus on publicly campaigning Saudi Arabia for the future.
Standing by for order. We'll make our appeal.
And I have so many things I need to do. Let's do that. Let's not bother advising this turn. Let's add Quebec into America.
Where do you need me?
Acknowledged. At your service.
And let's do let's annex China in as well.
Ready for your orders.
So they are going to do defend interests.
Mission in
But
progress.
she's still at 79%, so that's alright.
Prepping for mission.
So we've defended our executive.
I will report when my mission is complete.
The next turn they can't just try and grab it. Yep, and then we'll try and take. More megafauna.
We've moved the needle.
So we're up to 7% in Saudi Arabia. Which isn't very much, but it does help. Okay, Alpha 34. Not a great alien. Very, very much baby. Okay. Federate Quebec. Okay, and Big Russia, we don't really care about that.
Mission complete.
China. So now unify Japan. Go. The Pan-Asian Combine and Japan have merged. So we are no longer China, we are the Pan-Asian Combine. How is our unrest? Not even that high. And it goes back down to 0. We've lost inequality, we've gained GDP, we've gained education. And our cohesion isn't even that bad. That wasn't that painful, to be honest. But yeah, another thing I'm going to quickly do as well. Okay, so we've just gained a new army because what would happen is Japan had a bit of army score, which was then added to China's little bit of army score, which would have then made a new army. But we don't want that new army. We have way too many armies in China as is. So there you go, our last crackdown on Singapore is done, so we'll grab that. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go through and rename all these armies. Now the question is, I've just renamed the American armies, so the question with China is, I think 8 armies for China is a bit too many. Obviously we're definitely going to get rid of this one that was just formed because it doesn't have a navy. But what other armies could we get rid of? If we had to pick an army with one of these navies to get rid of, I would actually pick this one here, purely because it's not on the coast. And armies on the coast are a lot more easy to move around the world. I think China 4 and this army here are the ones we're going to delete, are in better spots because they're just on the coast, which just gives them more freedom. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so armies renamed, as we are no longer China, they're all Pan-Asia, and then we'll just delete these armies here in our next turn, which is now. So, Leah Abbott, Urge, that went there. Darth Ramal, defend.
What's the op?
Your orders?
Alp.
Making things safe for our
Well, Mauricia needs to hide, that's unfortunate.
Reporting in.
Ah, so does Yen, that's also unfortunate.
What's the op?
Ready for my mission.
I'm here.
We'll set
Going
national
into
policy, and Sydney needs to hide as well.
Ready. On my way to the capital.
Right, Darth Ramal we don't need to protect this turn, let's protect next turn.
Down.
At your service.
And we'll also do that in
At your
China.
service.
Yeah, people won't try and take it this turn, they'll try and do it next turn.
Time to make our move.
Let me know what to do. Initiating deep cover.
Okay, everyone hiding.
Going silent.
I will
Okay,
report when my
exotic
mission is
materials. Read the generic.
We are making progress understanding alien engineering, Chancellor, but some of the underlying science still eludes us.
The alien exotics are clearly the product of a far greater understanding of physics and chemistry than ours. I had, perhaps foolishly, hoped that their study might give us some clues to the theories that the aliens must have used to design them, but this has been in vain. It was an optimistic hope. Our own history shows that true understanding of new branches of science is the work of decades or centuries. Still, we have reached a crude understanding of the alien exotics, enough to begin employing them in our own construction. With no means of producing them, however, we remain dependent on the aliens for our supply. Perhaps, should we survive this war, we can found a new field of study devoted to understanding what our alien visitors can afford to throw away so casually. Yep, so there we go, we have exotics. We only have 7 currently. And exotics are just materials that are way too advanced for us to ever make. Okay. Though Rudy has attempted to avoid divulging any sensitive information, certain chance remarks have revealed that the Hydras must be in contact with their leaders on a real-time or near real-time basis. The presence of Hydra exotics also implies some kind of resupply mechanism. Putting this together with the data we have gathered from our Skywatch program suggests the existence of some kind of gate within the alien base, which the Hydras are using as a reinforcement / supply route. Complete the wormholes project when it comes available. This is interesting, it's taken us so long to realise this. Most factions do wormholes way earlier. We still don't actually know about the wormhole. Okay, and now we're going to start getting some exotics. Exotic hybrid systems for Earth, but we can also get the exotic radiators. In general, stuff like the exotic radiators, there's certain like engines which have insane heat output, which you need the exotic radiator for. But 9 times out of 10, I wouldn't build those engines anyway. But usually like stuff like this, it's just kind of a waste of exotics. I will focus my exotics more or less on engines and weapons. Specifically plasma. Yep. And do wormholes for the story, but for right now, I have other stuff I would rather focus on. Namely, let's get the Marine Assault Unit. 4 series. Yeah, only 7. Now, the other thing we could try and do is sell these. I remember back in the day, exotics had like an insane price on Earth. And it was like, what you would basically do with your exotics was just sell all of them, because even 7 could get you like multiple K of money. But they wisely patched that out because it was completely broken. Yeah, so let's get these outpost kits. We'll do the fusion ones. We don't need to bother with the, hang on, with the fission, and arguably not even the solar. Even on Mercury, if we're going to build a little outpost, we might as well just use fission. Okay, aliens returning in Pan-Asian Combine. Our military score did go down when incorporating Japan, which is slightly annoying.
Policy direction complete.
Okay, so let's disband army. Disband the delete. Yep.
Mission complete.
And disband the delete too. There we go. So now Pan-Asia is on 7. America is on 6. So what this means as well in our war, by doing that, we have actually changed the war leader from America. Oh no, it is still America. Okay, in the past this would have actually changed the war leader to China. Because China would have had more armies, and whoever was the war leader was just whoever had more armies. But now I guess because they're similar strength, the game doesn't bother changing, which is a very good idea.
Our associates are now in charge.
Yeah, checking who the war leader is can be important, because if we pieced out with China, it wouldn't end the war, it would just mean China would be out of the war. But if we pieced with America, it would mean the war would end. Which is a big difference. Right, fusion outpost, then we'll do fusion platform. Okay, let's maybe get back to advising at this stage. Yep, and we are all back in Singapore. Oh, it has like had an immediate crackdown.
Ready for my mission.
Standing by.
That's really annoying,
Securing
actually.
our control.
Standing by for orders.
Ready to go.
There's not much we can do about
Must
it.
persuade the people.
We just got to keep defending interests until eventually
Interests.
they're all defended. Let's do unity as well. Let's just do unity for a little bit to make this less
Reporting in.
easy. And let's start trying to grab these Saudi
Turning
points.
up the heat.
Ready for orders.
We could see, well, this is one of those situations where we could try and do a coup. Because of no spoils, the elites are dissatisfied. It's an option. Not really worth it though.
Protecting our interests.
Let's defend interest of EU and let's come over and crack down here.
Ready for orders.
And Leia can come and do a purge.
Targeting the opposition.
Yeah, that suits me for this turn.
Offering counsel.
Yeah, if we get some public
Making
opinion
it safe
here
for our people.
and make it harder for people to purge and stuff, my points. Yeah, we'll just do it like that so that these countries struggle to be taken. Okay, fusion platform. Yeah, so now that we have all that, obviously we're going to be waiting for the next level of... Actually, we should be doing these Marine Company barracks real quick, in case we want them in the future. For our habitats, because these are stuff we will probably build a lot of, because they give ops. Okay, global tech, improved shipbuilding. I like improved shipbuilding techniques, unlocks better armor. Maybe better batteries and radiators and stuff, I'm not 100% sure. But stuff like rapid shipbuilding gives you, yeah, some cool stuff there.
Their control is vulnerable.
Oh, double crackdown, nice. We should be checking this as well. We're not really getting many space mining up. That's a space mining one. 7% space mining. That's not bad. Let's try and grab it. I just don't want to be selling all this stuff. I think for a little bit, as we're doing kind of well. Why is our unrest going up so high? I think people are doing some increased unrest missions in our countries. Which is annoying. I don't like that our unrest is going up. Okay, Marine Company. Let's just do some... Let's get the better ECMs and better targeting computers for the future. Okay, and Exodus have taken that point in Singapore, so we'll just take that back on the next turn.
We are in control now.
You on Klepto. Honestly, just do it like that. There we go. Oil guns, we don't care. We're obsolete.
What's the op?
Bahramal has been discovered. I think as you've been discovered, the Unifier gives a bonus to Unity. You must have a trait which is like plus 2% Unity. Yeah, Counsellor. So let's get Unifier with Bahramal. Let's also get rid of Anxious. Well, maybe not actually. One of the things we can try and do to offset this is get traits like the Affluent and then Prosperous, which just gives us a little bit of money. It's a tiny amount, but it adds up. And let's also put the rest of our points directly. That's 25. Let's put all of our points into things like espionage and stuff, so we get discovered less. With Yen, we should probably wait for Chief Military Scientist. Madricia doesn't get discovered that often. Let's do that with Madricia. Sydney is fine. Leah. Let's finally get rid of Leah's addict trait, because it is causing issues of security, because we're in debt. It's hurting her at this stage of the game, so let's do that. Other than that, we'll keep Leah as she is. We'll float. Alp gets discovered occasionally. Let's get him a little bit of more espionage. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, Daframal. Go to ground, please.
Going off the grid.
Where to?
Reporting in.
Let's purge. We should be able to just purge even without the crackdowns. Yen.
Acknowledge.
Keep campaigning.
I'm here.
Mauricia, defend
Securing our
interests.
interests.
So for this turn, Out can advise
Reporting in.
China, and then Sydney advise America.
Offering
There we go.
assistance.
Lending my expertise.
So we'll try and grab that, and then we can start working on Saudi Arabia. We'll continue to work on it.
Offering counsel.
Hunkering down.
Making things safe for our people.
I believe Korolev and these ones are working on their nanofactories. Once those are done, that will help a little bit.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Yeah, so public opinion is looking quite good right now, actually. We'll turn off the Unity, because for at this stage it won't really be helping us. It will just be helping the initiative. Yeah, and our armies are looking quite good. All the American armies are still hiding out in Asia. I might try and send them home. Which check was that? Okay, the one on the left. We should do some of these. Alien computers gives 25% mission control. Let's do that. Okay, alien administration is getting bigger and bigger.
We've removed some threats.
Are you bombarding or are you just... Yeah, they're just sitting there. Okay, let's send the American armies home. Okay, so Singapore should now be all mine, and it should also have reasonable... We'll just put one in Unity, and then we'll put
Ready for orders.
Ramal on defend interests in Singapore.
Ready to go. Securing our interests.
Your orders.
Yen on publicly campaign Saudi Arabia still.
Making our case.
I'm
And out.
Ready for orders.
Mauritius.
ready for my mission.
We need to slowly be careful with influence. We are slowly running out again. So let's, instead of doing 32, let's just do 16.
Ready for orders.
Where do you need me?
And let's
Going
do
after their people.
Acknowledge.
just 8 with Leah.
Where to? We're taking power.
And Sydney, which one do we want to focus on actually? China's science is better than America's right now. So Sydney should actually be doing China instead. Yeah, there's a lot of like alien missions and stuff which we're not researching.
Offering counsel.
Securing
But it's
our
always at this
control.
kind of this stage of the game where your counselors have... There are more things that... My counselors are so busy. Oh, it's this event. A small child has got a little alien horrific life form as a pet. And has befriended it. She kept it hidden, but her parents discovered it. So we can let it remain for a big public opinion boost. We can seize it to study it. The people don't like us. Or we can, like, I don't know, kill the pet and, like, imprison the family. But we won't do that. We're the academy. We're good. We'll let it remain with the child. So that we can gain public opinion. Because that's actually, at this stage, that's quite important. The initiative took Solosia. Oh, you can have it, initiative. That's fine.
The people will come to our side.
Prepping for mission.
Okay, hopefully Singapore remains ours now. So our spoils per day is currently at 31, which is pretty good.
We've neutralized their PB.
I believe once we fully take Saudi Arabia, we should be okay for spoils and money. Okay, so India have declared more wars in Africa. The current alien army is just megafauna, which is not really an army. Maybe it might be worth sending the American army over just to deal with those three. And it might also be worth to take these countries to hit the alien administration down to size. If it was in places that wasn't kind of these African regions, I might do that. But as it stands, this alien administration is so poor, such a tiny GDP, that it can't really do anything. So I don't mind. I mean, all the alien administration does with its points anyway is just kind of build like military and stuff. And space defenses. Yep, so the only kind of stuff we can get is stuff like this, which cost influence. We can't really get orgs which cost money anymore. Yeah, see, I would love Ares resources. 7% space mining output. Let's, for right now, very briefly, let's quickly do this.
I'm here.
just to help us get
Offering
that
support.
Ares resources before it goes anywhere. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, we'll do it like that.
Acknowledged.
Help. Back down.
Targeting their center of power.
Mauricia.
Where do you need
Back
me?
down. And then
Ready
Leah
for my
Abbott.
mission.
Give me a
Standing by.
purge.
At your service.
At your service.
Yen publicly
I will tell
campaign
our
to
story.
support.
Ready for
And then
my mission.
Dahramal, we can defend interest Saudi Arabia, and we don't need to
Securing our
defend
interests.
the executive, because as long as these two are defended, you don't need to bother with the executive.
Don't let them find out.
Ready for orders.
Standing by.
Yeah, so Saudi Arabia should almost certainly be ours. Alien computers, you can read all about them. Very advanced. Let's do the rapid response teams to reduce the error damage.
Lending my expertise.
Making things safe for our people.
Yeah, the spoils are kept 5.4 to 5.1. So the spoils from America and China are coming in.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Molten core fission 2. Not that we really care about the fission reactors, but if we can go through these, we'll slowly unlock stuff. Okay, more alien agents. Alpha 32
They slipped away from us.
We've hit them where it hurts.
might be good. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll do an
things up.
investigate now that we've grabbed Saudi Arabia.
Laying the groundwork.
Okay, the Joan of Arc battle cruisers in Mars are ready. And then also the ones in Earth are ready. I'll close that. So yeah, we have these Martian fleets. Now this one, because it didn't have the water, the ships should have taken a little bit longer. How are we doing on those? 25 days and 126, yeah. So they've taken a little bit longer to build. 126 is a very long time. Let's cancel that one and just wait for this 25 days. Now, sending these to Earth to try and help defend. So let's look at our options. So if we went to Earth, how long is that going to take? The quickest we could do is about 23 weeks. Yeah, because Mars and Earth are not in alignment right now. In fact, they're very much they're very much opposites. So we can arrive by November. I believe, which is the fleet that's coming to wipe me out? This one. Yeah, this one will arrive way before that fleet ever could. It's arriving in June. So the low Earth blockaders will have to fend for themselves for now. So at this stage, there's not much point in sending these Martian ships over. Let's just keep them together. .21 Delta V to combine the fleets. Nope, we're not going to invade Costa Rica, thank you. What else should we do? Honestly, we could do a little bit of management research. We could do -3 enemy crackdown, actually. That's a good idea. Let's do that. But let's focus on water purification for now. So Alpha 49 is here and ready. Next generation of Joan of Arc battlecruisers, which These ones have a lot more, they have kind of repair bays and stuff like that, so they're a bit more
Our people
long-term
take
durable,
control.
which is quite nice. Okay, so Saudi armies are ours, so I'll rename. Okay, Saudi armies are ours. Saudi is allied with America. Let's ally it to China as well. And let's spoils it. And hopefully that will help us keep very rich. Now, how are we doing for... Yeah, Ares resources is still here. I'm worried it will disappear any minute. So let us sell... You know, we have a lot of metals, to be fair. So let's sell so we're positive. Or we need a little bit more than that. Yep, and we'll try and grab Ares to someone. Probably Leah, because Leah still has some of these just basic things like that. There we go. So yeah, a 7% space mining output. Very nice. And this is the organization we got for free from that tech, which is kind of terrible. But we'll keep it there. There's no reason to not have it. And we'll try and build Leah Abbott back up. There we go. Yep, so now she should help us a little bit more with space output. All those little space outputs do really help. We're currently at a 52% bonus.
Reporting in.
Ready for orders.
And yeah, let's
Eyes on target.
let's switch our aims now. Let's continue to hunt down aliens and wipe them out.
Ready.
Your orders.
Standing by
Do that for a
orders.
little bit and then we'll get back to more countries because we do still have free cap. Now, which ones do we want to look at? Mexico is in such a state. I really want to add it to America now as it's still being spoiled and it's... Even if we just take it over, we can try and fix it before adding it in.
What?
I think Mexico is a good choice.
I will try to sway the public.
Because it's such a high percentage of the population. If Mexico's in a state, it can really like ruin your America.
Your orders.
Yeah. Let's try and stabilize our countries as well with the
We'll turn down the
Ahramal.
heat.
Ready to go.
Yeah, let's get back to advising. Alien robotics. Advanced climate modeling. They're not terrible techs.
Offering assistance.
Lending my expertise.
Yeah, we do need more.
Person of interest revealed.
200 and we're getting a lot of money from spoils right now. We'll do this. I really don't want to be doing this for too long, but it shouldn't hurt us that much. In space, we're okay.
We've moved the needle.
Violence is abating.
Tiny bit of public opinion there in Mexico, so we need to keep doing that to try and build ourselves up a little bit. And another alien agent. We'll get rid of Alpha 32 this turn, and then we'll try and also focus on the other one. Okay. Alien adapted ECM. ECMs work against aliens. This is really, really important. Set that as favorite. And then our future ships we'll build ECMs on. Really, really nice. ECMs will help a hell of a lot because the aliens will use a lot of projectiles and it will stop them from hitting us a lot of the time. Okay, more people declaring war on the alien administration. The Russians are here trying to fight, but they're having to fight all these megafauna. Interesting. How close are we with Quebec? September.
Ready to go.
Oh, she has been discovered. Again, you get discovered a lot. I think for right now... Oh no, that's what I wanted. Chief Military Scientist. Yeah, let's do that. Extra bonus to science research. Really, really good. And let's have to hide you, unfortunately.
Going off the grid.
What's the up? Standing by for orders.
Ready to go.
Yen is really good. Yen is she's one of the best counselors I think you could possibly get in the game. Not only does she have one of these like science traits which are really, really good and rare, she also has like Striver, which is like either having one of these to me is like that's like an auto take counselor. Well, not auto take necessarily with the scientist because they have to have a function as well. Which is really, really good. It's like, yeah, she's just incredible. One of the best kind of natural counselors I've ever seen in the game.
Evading pursuit.
Standing by.
Even though she does fail her rolls a lot, but that's not her fault.
Where do you need me?
Ready.
Okay, Leah. Let's see if we can wipe out 32.
Tracking target.
I'm here.
Do you have hard target? No, he doesn't have hard target, so we don't need to bother defending, which is something I was doing earlier. But at this stage where counselor missions are more
Ready to go.
important,
Ready for orders. Eyes on target.
let's keep scouting.
Orders.
Where to? Restoring
Let's
order.
stabilize,
Ready for orders.
advise, continue. Lars drive, I highly doubt we'll build that. All obsolete. Coil cannons, we're not going to build those, so obsolete.
Offering support.
There are still more global techs we want. I think from the global techs, of course, there's still the mission to Jupiter and Mercury and stuff, which we'd really, really want. But also, I think going towards the plasma weapons at some point soon, because we can, more or less, we just need this would be a really, really good idea.
Percent of
Okay,
interest
our
in
money is okay right now, so let's stop spoils. In our countries, and hopefully it will be somewhat stable with our two spoils countries here. Yeah, with Saudi Arabia and Singapore. Oh, and we should add Singapore into the Pan-Asian Combine as well.
They got away.
Things are stabilizing.
Which is a good idea. Another alien agent, that's 32 still. There's 34. As you can see, all these agents, because we just keep killing them, they're all so low level, which just means that we're really under no threat of them actually being able to do anything. So, so nice. Okay, when you're taking Kazakhstan, that's when I'm a little bit questioning. So I'm not going to have that. Let's go and take Kazakhstan back. Hopefully it releases Kazakhstan, it doesn't give it to Russia. It might just straight give it to Russia. Okay, alien fleet has arrived at L1 Halo orbit. Are they going to attack me? I assume they are. No, they're just going for the inner solar system and straight for low Earth 2. Okay. That's interesting. What they might try and do is bombard my Chinese armies, though. if we try and attack alien administration, oh, well, that's tricky, you know. That's a whole new dynamic of controlling Earth space. Because, yeah, in one hand, we need to go, we probably should be trying to knock down the alien administration a little bit, take some of its provinces. As long as you don't take the capital, you don't get really any increase in threat. It's just the capital that they hate losing. At the same time, by coming over here, we're very far from any space defenses, so we could be very vulnerable. Tricky. For now, we'll go over, because if we lose a few Chinese armies, it's really not the end of the world.
Offering counsel.
At your service.
Please keep me safe.
They
Yeah,
won't
we'll
see
keep
me.
trying to assassinate.
Where to?
Acknowledged.
What's the op?
What's the op?
Ready to go.
Keep investigating
I'm here.
that one. How is unrest? It's still above 2, so
We'll
let's
make things safe.
do that.
I'm here.
And then... oh, we still haven't done this. Oh, whatever. Let's
I will tell
do
our
that.
story.
Leah,
Ready for
please
my
go and
mission.
purge Singapore.
Targeting the opposition.
Yeah, we'll do it like that. There we go.
Mission in progress.
Alp should be able to do it on his own. Low F2, accept. Not much we can do.
Offering assistance.
Yeah, so they're going to clear up my stations in Earth orbit. That's fair enough. Accept, auto-resolve. Below F3 next, I would imagine.
I have new information.
Yep, that's fine. Now we could try and... I'm interested they didn't immediately take out the low Earth blockaders.
Target secured.
Okay, critical success. Captured the alien.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Now, I wonder what
Things are
the
cooling off.
alien fleet is going to do now. So that's the old one. Oh, here they are. Okay, they're just off to bombard the moon. Oh, take out... oh, they're trying to take out initiative stations as well. But for right now, the Chinese army is still free to see if we can grab these Kazakhstan points. Which is fine. Okay, 15% more water. What else should we do? One of the things I would like to see would be like more money from selling stuff on Earth, but don't have that yet. Let's do bonus to rugged regions, because there are a number of those around. And let's, for now, as we don't have anything major to focus on with engineering, let's fully focus on the global techs and try and get kind of our line of global techs going. Let's put a point into this one as well. Separate ourselves out a little bit more. This one does matter to us. I don't care about this one though.
We've removed some threats.
Yeah, the alien megafaunas are all trying to kind of group up together. I mean, if we conquer it for Russia, we conquer it for Russia. It's not the end of the world. Send aid. Okay, back to our turns. Let's go to ground.
Going off the grid.
I'm here.
Ready for orders.
Bahramal, defend interest Singapore.
Protecting our
Let's
interests.
try and hope we can keep it.
What's the op?
Leah Abbott and
Your
out.
orders.
Shall we continue hunting aliens? 23 espionage. This alien might actually be quite good.
Tracking target.
North Macedonia have ended their alliance with me. I am devastated. Okay, that was the wrong counsellor, Madricia. I was like, why can I not do investigate?
Investigating target.
It's because I was on yen.
Standing by.
Okay.
At your
Yen,
service.
publicly campaign here.
We'll make our appeal.
Ready for my mission.
Yep, that should help. Leah Abbott. I mean,
I will help them.
advice is good. Still have so many of these that we need to catch up
We'll
on.
see what we can find.
Let's start trying to catch up on those a little bit, because they are all really, really worth doing.
Evading pursuit.
Yeah, bombarding the moon might be a little bit tricky because it does have the defense. One of the reasons why all of our places are all completely fine, because the aliens have recognized that
Surveillance complete.
they're very well defended. We've just 2-layered defense arrays on the ground. They're incredibly hard to take, whereas in orbit, 2-layered defense arrays, I don't even bother fighting that, because they're just not really doing much. Which is why I often just don't bother with any for my orbitals and just kind of let them be undefended. But what then happens is the aliens will sometimes just send just a little ship, just a little corvette, and blow them up all sneaky, and it's so irritating. The AI does stuff like that. Once we're in a little bit more established, I'll probably, for all future orbitals, not even bother having any defense. Yeah, so that has been occupied by Russia. Let's do a depart. And we can't take any more because it's all... I doubt they'll ally China and Russia. And I don't even know if I want to ally China and Russia. They will actually allow China and Russia to be allies. Wow. Were they considering ending the rivalry with America? No. Well, that's fine then. We'll continue on.
Here's what we found.
Yeah, and the British actually have 3 armies all landing in. It's cool to see the aliens, the AI factions, really take the fight to the alien nation. Even though, of course, if alien armies were still around, they would have no chance. Astrakova. Now, the way the AI are reacting, I know it says we're on total war. I don't believe we are on total war, because this is always like outdated and wrong. I'm reasonably confident we're below, because I think the aliens would be more hostile to us if we were on total war. But they might be they're just that distracted. I mean, one of the things we've done in this game, which has been nice, is we've made sure that the aliens... Alpha 36 is alright actually, at up to 11 persuasion. He's slowly getting there. But yeah, one of the things we've done is we've made sure he does have hard target. Is that the human factions are all actually really strong. We haven't opposed them. We've tried to help them in little subtle ways where we can.
Ready for orders.
And it's led to a situation where they can basically act as distractions to the aliens, which just makes the whole game that much easier. How close are we with Quebec? September, so reasonably close.
We must persuade the people.
What's the op?
Sydney, let's advise China.
I will help them.
Laying the groundwork.
We will assassinate. It will be higher because we do the investigates before the assassinate, I believe.
I will report when my mission is complete.
Prepping for mission.
lending my
Okay,
expertise.
exotic heat sinks, heavy exotic heat sinks. That's the kind of thing we might research, but they will just not be, even though they'll be better heat sinks, they just won't be that good. Okay, so we have arrived in Astana. What we've done there is buffed Russia a lot with its boost, which I'm totally okay with, because before all that boost was going to the servants, and now all that boost is going straight to the resistance, which is a lot better. Okay, alien down.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
I do not know how many aliens we've killed at this point. Okay, and that thing is gone. And now another thing we can do with these armies, we can assault alien asset, the alien structure. And so I will try and do that. Let's send 1, 2, 3 over here, and then 4, 5, 6, and 7 will focus on this asset. It's not 100%. So you kind of do it with each army one at a time, and then see if you can actually do it. Alien administration wants to end its war. Nope. Political unity. It doesn't really matter. We'll just do welfare, because I believe that will be an issue once we incorporate Mexico. Let's assault the alien structure. Okay, and one of the nice things about assaulting these structures is that you get exotics for it. Okay, Sydney, keep advising.
Offering support.
Your orders.
Yen, keep publicly campaigning. I mean, with those
Reporting in.
few more alien
Making
deaths,
our
let's
case.
focus back on Mexico.
Your orders.
Ready.
See, taking the
Your orders.
initiative points will be hard because of their public opinion, but Humanity First doesn't have any public opinion, so they're much easier to take.
Targeting their key people.
Where
Do
is
only 16.
Standing by for orders.
at your service?
Crack down that one on 16.
Where to?
Let's also check the
I'm here.
orgs. UNESCO is back. That's just a boost org. Yeah, nothing interesting here. There's like a science org here, but at this stage of the game, I don't know. I guess science orgs are good. We should probably be focusing them. Should definitely be giving this to someone, actually. Alp. It's free, so I'd rather not get rid of the Australian because it's 1 for 2. So what we can do, the thing is, we're getting rid of these kind of espionage ones with people at Alp, which are really, really nice. But we have on Mauricia actually. Let's get rid of those, add that in. Let's grab +1 investigation with money, and also give him +1 espionage with money, which is kind of his +2, because the scrambler also gives you an espionage when being detected by other counsellors. This is an investigate and espionage one, where these are just investigates. So let's sell these. Yeah, we don't need any of the missions. All the missions are provided by the... I probably should have checked, but they're all provided by the Ministry of State Security, which we'll probably keep forever as it needs just for the missions. So let's do Sage, and let's also do the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, and then +1 espionage. Oh, not espionage, investigation. Good thing I have the points to do both. There we go. That should help a little bit. Another 15% science. Leah Abbott, get to purging this point in Mexico.
Terminating the opposition.
How is our unrest? 2.2 and 1.7. So people are doing raise unrest missions. I know it has a rest value of 3.2. Why is that so high? Because our cohesion is not great. And because the armies are no longer in China, so they're no longer, because the armies aren't in China, they aren't providing the suppression buff, which because of our low GDP is the only reason that we're
We'll restore peace to this nation.
in the state that we are. So you're going to have to do that a little bit with Dark Ramal. Well, the army should return any minute once we finish off these structures here.
Council.
Okay. Okay, it failed, so it just took some damage. That's fine, we'll just do the next one.
We've moved the needle.
Yep, so up to 13% Mexico.
Order is returning.
Yeah, so this should be pretty easy to take. Because the nice thing with these crackdowns, even though they're 50%, is out fails. Okay, they both fail. Great.
Wrapping up here.
Well, usually it's
Got the
better.
information.
Okay, European Union expands. Let's send all the Asian armies home. Yeah, that's looking good. And the GDP of both my countries is now increasing because I've put a little bit on economy, which is nice. How much money are we actually getting from spoils? We're down to 46 because we've lost a few space assets and stuff, and we get an 83.6 from spoils. So money is looking good. Sydney, do an advise.
At your
Dark
service.
Ramal. Oh, someone needs to do
At your
set
service.
national policy over here.
What's the op?
Where do you need me?
Kind of has to be Dark Ramal if we want to keep advising
Heading
up.
to the capital.
Your orders.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, with the unrest at the state that it's at, is still
Standing by for orders.
2 is the cutoff point, as we discovered earlier on in the Let's Play. 16 influence should be fine.
I'm here.
Ready.
16
Cracking
influence.
Acknowledged.
Yeah, Abba, let's do
Standing by
8.
for order.
Where do you need me?
Ready for
And let's keep
coalition.
publicly campaigning so it can get a little bit easier. Yeah, our countries are in good spots right now. I feel like they were in better spots than they were earlier, even though they're kind of the same. It's been a very Earth-focused playthrough. Sorry, a very Earth-focused episode so far, which is really nice. I think we were giving a bit too much focus to space, and space is, in my opinion, it's all about Earth. It's always Earth. Space is just kind of an extension of Earth's power, even though you can more or less completely ignore Earth and just do everything in space. You might as well do both.
The people will come to our side.
I mean, you can't see Academy because our victory conditions require us to control the Earth, more or less. Although we have not unlocked them yet.
Crackdown complete.
Yes, absolute war zone in the alien administration. Solar flare. So this can be an annoying event. We lose 20% mission control, but we have spare boost, so 100 boost, and we're okay. And our first Mexican point will be ours.
Policy direction complete.
Federate Singapore. Now, putting Singapore inside, kind of combining them up as one country, I will do much, much later. For now, I still want it as a spoils country. Alien facilities. advanced marines, so let's set that as a favorite. And then we can actually, once we have advanced marines, we'll start building marine ships to try and take Ceres. Oh, we're so close to all these techs.
We are in control now.
Okay, and we've actually just gone over our cap. So I know we've been trying to do this economy and it's actually worked out well for us, but it's just the issue with economy strikes again. It just hits you right back up to the cap and then you can't get the countries that you want to be getting. Okay, Mexico. What do we do with Mexico? There's no point in government because that won't be inherited. Now, one of the things we could do with Mexico, which is a big choice, is that we could, rather than incorporating Mexico peacefully, we could use Mexico to kind of, if we build an army in Mexico, we could then invade America with Mexico. And then that way we wouldn't combine the military score, which is something, because the 3.6 going into the 7.2 will just shoot America's military score down. So it is definitely the best option. For kind of roleplay reasons, as the academy, I wouldn't want to. I'd want to do it peacefully. But we'll just say that, I don't know, I'm sure we can come up with some kind of excuse. Yeah, we will definitely try and incorporate it militarily.
I will tell our story.
Ready for
So with
orders?
Mexico,
Ready.
what do we want to focus on? Now, the thing is, we're still not at a mission control cap with Mexico, and I'd want to be at the cap before I incorporate. Honestly, let's just do mission control.
What's the op? Going into hiding.
And let's just try and,
Standing by.
yeah, let's do mission control, Mexico. Let's go for the executive,
Standing by.
because we don't actually need the points that aren't the executive.
Ready for orders.
Ready for my mission.
Reporting in. We're taking power.
16 for the executive.
What's the op? Going after their people.
Standing by.
Sydney advise.
When to
Bacramel has been covered by the 7th, but she has enough security that I'm just going to, for a turn, I'm just going to have her do
making
that.
it safe for our
She'll hide next turn. The 7s aren't even coming after her. That's fine.
I will help them.
securing
But it's
our
only a
control.
few mission control. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Let's also do build army. Though we could just invade Mexico with America instead. But to do that, we're going to need be rivals for quite a while. This is why I just like to do it peacefully. I might just do it peacefully, honestly. Because we can build up the military score again. It's such a pain though.
In our direction.
Because when it's smaller countries like Canada, it's such a minor decrease in military score. Like anyone who China incorporates won't really, because their population is so large,
Targets got away.
won't really hurt their military score. But because Mexico is such a significant proportion of the American population, and it's just this weird thing when you conquer someone, it doesn't add in the military score, but when you do it peacefully, it does. Tax, yeah, we wanted to do additional bonuses to boost. I mean, we're not doing any boost. We can do this one, walk to Siberia to Alaska. 10% increase GDP, so that will kind of buff America a tiny bit. Let's start working on wormholes for the main quest technology. That's a good idea. Yeah, I think it's certainly much better to invade. It's just slightly annoying that we have to do that.
Complete.
Let's wait for the purge. I don't want to rival the initiative. I'd rather rival myself. Do that tech.
Our associates are now in charge.
Okay, so Rival America, China. Now we can't just declare war on America with Mexico. If we declare war on Mexico with America, we will lose a bunch of cohesion for declaring war. As you can see there, we'll lose 2.87, which is not a huge amount of cohesion. I'd rather not do it this early. Oh, we also need to get rid of our only allies, so we're completely isolated. There we go. So one of the ways we could do that is we could focus on building an army. If we build an army in Mexico, we can then are allowed to invade America. But let's not do that. Let's just put all our points towards mission control. Just like that. So we can try and get this up as high as possible, so when we incorporate, the damage won't be too bad. Will still hurt though.
Cleaning things up.
Right. We will need to hide Ramal. Hide her in Texas.
Initiating deep cover.
What's the odds?
Sydney.
Ready.
Oh no, yes. We need to do, yep, defend interest. I mean, we don't need to take this point here, we're already over cap.
Reporting in. Securing our
And while we are
interests.
over cap, let's defend
Securing our control.
interest in America, and let's do it in
At your
China
service.
as well. Thea can do it,
Ready
okay.
to go.
At your service.
So this doesn't push anyone over the
Standing by.
edge. There's no point taking any risks.
Offering support.
And we'll keep advising.
Here.
Let's continue. Well, the time is a bit... I think actually this fleet is still here. Our fleet, the Low Earth Blockaders, is still alive. And in fact, what we can do before we end the episode... let's actually think about space a little bit. So we're on 3.2k water now. So we have a little bit of like threshold to build a few ships. One reason why I wasn't building any earlier, because we do need water. We have all these battle cruisers. This should be enough of a fleet to go and take series and stuff easily. So if we're going to use Alpha 4, this is going to be the series attack fleet. Let's try and design some ships. So, ship designer. Now, one of the things we will want to do is for these new ships, because they're going to be focused on utility modules such as the Marine Assault Unit, we're going to want to have them be larger ships. Oh, sorry, the ships which focus on utilities. Obviously, the battle cruiser only has 4. The cruiser has 6, but what we could also do is just build frigates, which do only have 4, but they're a much smaller ship. Same with kind of the escort, which is 2. Or the corvette, which is also 2. I think I would rather build the frigates with 4. I think they make really good ones. And we only have the basic Marine Assault Unit. Why is that? Oh, we still need the Advanced Marines. So let's get the Advanced Marines first. And then we'll build these ships.
Lending my expertise.
Securing our interests.
Okay. Let's just take less damage from orbital bombardment. Seems good. And there are a lot of megafauna out there right now. That seems alright. Focus black on global tech. Let's go back to the ship designer. So yeah, we'll do a frigate with these utility modules. We can now do the advanced marines, which have an assault value of a little bit higher. I believe there's a tier above this. So yeah, we can do that. They can be drives. Now, one of the things with these ships, we don't want them, these are troop carriers. We don't even want them to be in combat. You can try and put kind of like marines on your generic ships. That's one way of doing it. I prefer to build dedicated ships for my marines, which are essentially kind of a lot lighter. So we probably won't even bother with a nose weapon. And what we'll do is we'll just put on kind of these little guns here just for a defense. And then for We will have armor, but it will be like very limited. We'll do like 2, 3, 10, something like that. So this ship, as you can see, is quite a bit lighter. Now, cute. What we can do though with these ships is kind of use them. It's something we'll probably not do here. Is what we could more or less do is use them as kind of fuel tankers. So there's something I will do later in the outer solar system. So these kind of ships, I could put kind of propellant up to where the cruise acceleration is similar to my other ships. And essentially, once you arrive at your location with your battleships, you can then do equalized delta V, and it will take all the delta V from these ships to your other ships. But at this stage of the game where water is kind of a resource, something like this is fine. We need to make sure that it doesn't have less KPS than our other ships. So let's go classes. The Joan of Arc has a KPS. The Joan of Arc has a KPS of 42.4. So yeah, let's just do it at 50. And let's reduce 1 middle armor. So these, we still need a little bit of armor in case if they ever have to be in a battle, alien ships might try and go around the back and try and take out these troop carriers, which can be really annoying. So yeah, let's do it like that. We're kind of trying to be as light as possible while also making sure that we're not completely vulnerable to enemy attack. This is fine. The Scorpion troop carrier, I'll put it up to 45. Scorpion troop carrier, that suits me fine. Now, next, we need basically, will be an inner system colony ship technically. Not that these classifications really matter, but I like doing them anyway. So, platforms, and I'm also going to do one of these. Although for right now, let's do double fusion outposts. Now, what do these let you do? What these outposts and stuff let you... This is why we've been doing these techs here. These utility ones let you just build platforms as is. So instead of having to boost from Earth or boost from a shipyard, you just build directly on the spot using this ship. It's what the aliens do with all of theirs. And it's what we're going to do as well. So if we have 2 outposts, that means that each of these ships can build 2 outposts. And once you build the outpost, you have to then go back and repair. So we can build 2 outposts. We'll have 1 platform, which will basically be used as a refueling platform for the fleet. And then this gives us the ability to surveil space objects, which for right now doesn't really matter. But let's say after series, we're like, actually, you know what? Let's go to Jupiter. Why not? Might be fun. Just having it on the ship leaves you open. I just like having it. In addition, even if it's basically useless, it does give a 5% bonus to space science. And yeah, it lets you prospect space bodies so it's basically the same as a probe, right? So we can send it to Jupiter, like before we even do the tech for Jupiter, and then once we have the tech, we can immediately surveil and try and build something. And as long as we have at least one of these available, we could build like, if you just have these in Jupiter, you just have like a platform kit, you build that, you build a construction module there, and then all of a sudden you can then build whatever you want in Jupiter much quicker than if you could boost from elsewhere. So with double outposts, we can immediately hopefully do series if we say build 2 of these. And yeah, that's the goal. But let's do this. Put all the same utilities. Same armor. Let's do kind of an 8-2-2. And tiny bits of point defense so that they don't die so easily. We'll put you up to 6. And we'll do 45, just like the other ship. And yeah, this is the Razorback Inner System Colony ship. Save. So, let's go to the shipyards. Construction. I mean, we do still need water for this. So we don't want to build them in L1, the Martian shipyards. Build 2 colony ships. That is as many troop carriers as we can do for now. Yeah, that is as many troop carriers as we can do for now. And so that should be enough, hopefully, to take out Ceres. I mean, we probably will need more troops than that. Potentially. I mean, they shouldn't have much defense. If we have to send more, we have to send more. For now, this is what we can afford. We'll queue them here as well. Why not? And yeah, we'll see if this can... We'll use this fleet then to go to Ceres. I would love to get a few more battle cruisers in L1 if we're allowed the opportunity to. Again, it's still the water issue. Would I rather focus on taking Ceres or I'd rather focus on Earth? For right now, the aliens are not sending landing ships to Earth. So I think as a result of that, I'd rather focus on other space bodies than Earth itself. They have a landing ship here. And they have 2 more. So they might be trying to do like a big landing later on. I'll bring them all together. But for right now, 3 landing ships is 9 armies. Even if they landed all at once, we can handle 9 armies. More or less. And yeah, that will be for next episode. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you then.